These deep breaths kind of preparing our body for all the good exercising and stretching to come. Keep this breath flowing while we take a moment to connect with our intention. The intention I was thinking of for today is the idea of helping our body to process some of our emotions. There's spots of our body that tend to get really tight, especially when we're anxious, and that they tend to hold a lot of emotions. So think of the hips especially as one, shoulders another. And think of these areas as kind of like the junk drawer for our emotions. That junk drawer is that thing that you don't know where to put it, and so you just put it in the junk drawer because there's not really an organization for anywhere else to put it. So in our physical bodies, our junk drawer is like these areas where we store tense, tight energy that we don't really know what to process. So as we go through life, if as hard things come up and we don't know how to process it, we kind of shove it right into our junk drawer. So our idea today is getting lots of circulation through some of those tight areas. And then after the warming up, after the exercising, the mobility, all this that we're building in those areas, we imagine that it's like as we stretch it at the very end, taking extra time to do it, we're only helping to kind of take that tension out. We're helping to be present with those emotions so that those emotions don't have to stay in our junk drawer anymore. There's a physics principle that says that energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be changed. And so in this way, we're changing that energy inside of us rather than that energy sucking away our energy and kind of keeping it stuck and tight. We're helping it to transform to something that's different. We're being with that emotion as long as it needs us, and then we're moving on from it. So that's kind of the idea that we're working on with our body today. And so with that, to get us started, let's begin. Let's take the knees into the chest. A couple of easy rocks, left and right. Helps us to work into just kind of tuning into how the hips are. Notice maybe how the shoulders are as well. Are they with ease? Are they with tightness? Just notice. And then let's slide the left leg long to the ground. Right leg gets its first chance to stretch up to the sky. Just an easy grip for a couple of breaths. Hands maybe behind thigh, behind calf, whatever is helpful. Notice these tight muscles as they start to stretch. It's like it invites a moment of transformation. It invites movement, flow, change to be happening. Let's release right leg down, left leg up to sky. Let's feel how that one is compared to right. Take some easy breaths. Let's start off our practice today with some nice scissor switches. So right leg up, left leg down. When we switch, take a nice exhale. Try to lock the leg straight. Oftentimes I'll kind of bend the top knee. That makes it way easier when you're trying to straighten the leg out as much as possible. It includes some of those last little bit of muscle fibers. You're welcome to use the hands for the first version of this. In a moment, we'll be switching to no hands for those that want to. Let's take another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bending the knees. Take the knees really wide, hands resting to inner thighs. Our first easy little stretch for the inner thighs and the hips, letting those open up nice and wide. So you could stay with stillness, or you could kind of push one knee down and then the other knee down, letting the knees be kind of like a little teeter-totter. Okay, so as we make our way back to stillness, we're going to do another round. So one leg up to the sky, one leg hovers above ground. If you can try to not use hands this time, try to just drop hands to floor. So then exhale, switch, exhale, switch. Again, try to keep the top leg as straight as possible. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Right ankle to left thigh. Give it a hug for a moment. Easy deep breaths, helping us to relax into this shape. With that hip with its first deep opener today. After we've been here a couple of breaths, sometimes it's possible to pull in a couple more millimeters. So bring yourself right up to that comfortable edge. And then from here, we're going to leave this right ankle up for the next 2 exercises. Take the hands behind the back of the head. We start by crunching the upper body to the lower body right there in the center. And then as the head lowers down, this left leg straightens out. Right ankle is still up. Exhale, bring this right back to the top and repeat. Let's take another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Here's 5, 4, 3, and 2, 1. Good. Set the left foot on the ground, right ankle still up. One more exercise. Right arm goes out to the right on the floor. Left hand is still behind the back of the head. With our exhale, let's try to take that left elbow toward that right thigh and drop back down. Exhale. Inhale. Let's take another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Let's uncross that right ankle. Let both knees tilt over to the left. I'm going to switch around for a moment. Taking the same stretch still. So knees over to left. Let the upper body spread open. Feel already how the circulation in our body is helping us. Already things are starting to shift around. By exercising, by getting our heart rate up, our lungs pumping, things start to open. So the little areas in our lung that absorb the oxygen, those are more open now. Feels like it's easier to breathe, and that deep breath just feels good. Other things happen in those blood vessels too. The blood vessels open up, they release some of the white blood cells that have been medialized, just kind of stuck on the outside, makes it so our whole immune system is boosted. So all sorts of good things flowing through our body. And imagine any hard things, whether it's a memory or just a brief weird emotion that comes up. Imagine that's also trying to get circulated so that way it can be processed right out. So be present with it if it comes up. Take some good deep breaths. Now you could either stay in the twist just as we are, or we can take it to cat chasing its tail. So that would be top leg straightening out to the side. This left hand sliding up the back side of the leg, just however high you can reach. Maybe free right hand goes to those free left toes. And then that left quad is in the stretch. Knee pointing toward the base of the mat. As you release from this stretch, get both knees to stack. We're going to roll over onto that left side body. The head can be supported in the hand. We'll do our clamshell, so the knee is still bent. The hinge is the hips and the toes. Top knee lifts up. And then imagine you're squeezing through molasses. Gradually squeeze it down, creating our own resistance. Inhale, slow. Exhale, return. So here's 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Letting it rest. Maybe take a few moments to just pound that hip and IT band area. And then bringing this top thigh into internal rotation, wrap the legs kind of like eagle. So right thigh wraps over, tilt back off to this side, and then let this top shoulder pull backwards until you've got just a gentle opening with that twisting action going on in that hip. Winding the right elbow under the left elbow, tilt back to the side body. Just let the head drop to the ground, just gentle neck stretch. Good. Take the head back to its supported place. Straighten the legs out to the banana shape, legs slightly tilted in. Top leg hovers about hip height. This front hand really needs to keep us stable so the shoulders don't wiggle back and forth through this action. So what we're doing, kick your straight leg forward as far as you can, bend the knee, and then kick the leg back to straight as far back as you can. Again, don't let the shoulders go forward, try to keep that core engaged. So let's repeat 6, bend, and kick. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest for a moment. And then we're going to reverse it out. So rather than kicking the straight leg forward to start, we start the motion kicking the straight leg backward. So take another breath in and out. Leg up to hip height. Swing the top leg back as far as you can reach, and then bend the knee to extend forward. Kick it all the way back and forward. Another 4 and 3 and 2, 1. Good. Take the right hand to grab the right leg behind you. Just pull into a nice little quad stretch. If you don't really feel it, pull the knee backwards a little bit. So from here, as we make our way onto our back, it's still going to be right hand for right foot, but you're swiveling it open into half happy baby pose. So now the foot's out in front of us. Let that knee have a chance to pull open. That should feel really good after those exercises. If you want to have movement, that's okay. Stillness is also fine. You could be rocking. You could be kicking leg up to the sky and bending it back down. It's all up to you. Taking it back to eagle for just another moment. Right thigh crosses over, right elbow under. This time focus on those shoulders. So this is just letting that top leg drop into internal rotation, but now it's the shoulders that get some action. So maybe tilt the shoulders away from the ears, or maybe bring the fingertips to try to touch the ground above the head. Whatever helps those shoulders get a gentle stretch. Good. Arms release open, feet go to about as wide as the mat. Take a few windshield wipers, left and right. Feel how that sensation is on that right hip, going left and right. Getting that hip a little bit more with mobility, motion, good stretches. Good, so we'll still be on our back. We're preparing to switch sides. If you need a little water break, that's okay. I'm also going to be turning my body around so I'm facing toward you. So when we're ready here, this time we're going to take our left ankle to right thigh. That's how we get started. Just start off with a good hug. Hands hug around right thigh. Time, patience, breath, let it all flow. Maybe that last millimeter or two, try to pull it in. And keep the legs in this shape. Hands come behind the back of the head. Crunch the upper body up. And then as the head goes down, that right leg straightens out. Pull it back in. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And right foot to the floor. Take the right arm out to, the right hand behind the head, left arm out to the left. Take a nice little inhale, prep. Exhale, take this right elbow, try to touch it as close as you can for that left knee or thigh. Repeating, exhale, inhale. Here's another 10. And 9, 8, 7, 6. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Head can rest down, knees can uncross. Let's tilt the knees all the way over to the right. Upper body spreads open. If you want to deepen it past just this twist, we can head toward a cat chasing its tail. Top leg straightens out to the side. That right hand slides down the leg. Maybe left hand grabs the free bottom left foot, bottom right foot. Quad stretch going on there. Okay, bring the knees back to stack. Roll onto this right side body. Head can be supported. So first things first, those clamshells. A nice inhale, open, top leg. Exhale, squeeze. Here's 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Give it a break, maybe some pounding, gentle massage. Imagine it not as a pounding to try to nail a hammer in. That would be trying to get the nail to stick. This is a pounding to try to increase circulation, trying to get things to flow better right out of that hip. Okay, so if we're ready, legs straighten out to banana shape, meaning slightly forward. This top arm is super solid, so shoulders don't move. Top leg up, level with the hip. And let's kick the straight leg forward, bend to extend back. And set, here's 5, 4, 3, try to keep the shoulders stable. 2, and 1. Drop to rest for a moment. Take another good breath in and out. Let's take the top leg, level with the hip again. This time we're kicking the straight leg behind us first, and then bend to extend forward. And repeat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take it like a cross leg eagle shape. This time left leg crosses over right leg. For the first moment, just let that top shoulder pull backwards, kind of twisting away from that hip area. Create space. For a brief moment, try to wind that left elbow under right elbow, head dropping to the ground. Let the neck be long, so head dropping to ground, Even let that left shoulder pull away, creating space in the neck. This time when we're rolling to our back, maybe try to set right up to that eagle position again. This time, just a resting spot for that left thigh and focusing on the shoulders. So left elbow still under. Maybe fingers try to find the ground right above the head. Arms opening out, feet flat about as wide as the mat. Do a few nice windshield wipers, knees right, knees left. Okay, so now both legs straight up to sky. Again, try to straighten as much as you can. Bending them will make it a bit easier, so you could choose that if you need it. Hands in prayer position or just parallel position right above you. Inhale, the arms reach up above head. Exhale, both arms touch the outer part of one thigh. Inhale, return. Exhale, crunch to second thigh. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hands drop on the floor right by the hips. Both legs lower down. Choose an angle that doesn't pop the low back off the ground. And rise back up. Down. I like to use the exhale to return. Let's take another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs drop all the way to the ground. Let's reach arms up overhead. Take an inhale. Exhale, let's try to roll up over the legs. Take a moment to pause, stretching over. Sitting up as straight as possible. Let the throat stretch, so chin up, even jaw jut forward. And release, head to neutral, chin to chest. Maybe hand press behind the head, posture super tall. And relax. Arms out in front of us. Roll all the way down onto our backs. You can inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll up and over. Stretch over the two legs. Back up to sit tall. This time hands hover to each side. If you need the support, hands can be on the ground. Then right ear drops to right shoulder. And up. Left ear to left shoulder. And up. Hands out in front of us. Roll to the ground. Inhale, prep. Exhale, come back up. Take the stretch. Sitting up tall. Take the right arm across the chest. Left arm hooks to pull in for that right shoulder stretch. Left ear could drop to left shoulder if that helps. So pulling that right shoulder down. And open. Left arm across. And open. Arms out in front. Roll down. Inhale, prep. Exhale, rise. Stretch over the legs. Sitting up tall. Eagle's arms, right elbow under. Push the shoulders down. Lift the elbows up in line with the shoulders. Release. Left elbow under. Same thing, shoulders down, elbows up. Release. Arms out in front. And roll our way down. This time, feet into kind of like a cobbler's pose shape. And let's try to rise up to sit from here. Try to go super slow. Lifting, 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 lifting. Sit up tall. And then stretch over cobbler's pose this time. And those hips continue to relax. Let the head and the neck just drop down heavy. Sitting up tall for a moment. Open the legs out wide. From the wide shape, we reach the arms up, level with the shoulders. Exhale, cross. Inhale, up. So opposite pinky finger to opposite pinky toe. And up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find the floor in front of you, walk forward. If it's hard to sit, just make the knees be a little bit bent. Okay, when we come up here, let's allow ourselves to be in a boat pose. You can have the hands hover, that's harder. Hands behind, easier. We're gonna try to take bicycles from our boat pose. So circle one leg out, then the other. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cradle the right leg out. Try to sit up tall. Try to lift the toes up a little bit. Give that hip a little bit of space, rocking it. Then eventually let's place that right ankle to left thigh and help this right hip open. So that might mean that our right hand pushes the right knee. That might mean the bottom foot slides closer in. Sometimes it means a hug if the balance is there. A few good breaths. Right foot grabs on, or sorry, right hand grabs onto right foot, pull it wide like the happy baby, and then kick this leg up as high as you can. Take 2 more, wide, and kick, wide, and kick. Stay on this last one. If you want to take a twist, the left hand can grab that foot, right hand spiraling open. Crossing the leg toward that top left edge would take you into IT band stretch also. Good, drop this right foot down, cradle the left a few times. And set the ankle down. Maybe push that left knee open, maybe slide the bottom foot in, maybe set up the hug. Left foot is grabbed by the left hand, pull the knee wide, pick it up, 3, 2, 1, hold. Maybe stay, or maybe switch the foot into the right hand, crossing over to the right, and then twist the other arm behind. Okay, let's cross our legs, come up over onto hands and knees. Take 3 or 4 cat-cows. Imagine all that forward fold and stretching stuff that we've done has made it so some things have loosened up. So cat-cow can help to make it so that energy is continuing to flow, continuing to move. Good, going back to neutral. Float this right knee. We're gonna take 5 large circles with that knee to each direction. So taking the first direction, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. That knee, when we finish, we're gonna take the left hand into that right foot behind our back, kind of push up to a gentle little back bend. Good. Release the hand down, straight leg. The toes touch the ground. Let's lift that heel up as high as you can and drop it down. Here's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight right leg open to the right. Once you've got that foot in place, also slide it super far out to that right side today before you drop down onto elbows. So super good inner thigh stretch going on. Work our way back up onto hands, and then use your core to slide that foot back in. From here, let's take a nice plank pose. Feeling that core and hip stability. You can always drop to elbows if needed. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop knees down. The left knee is preparing to do those hip circles. So left knee lifts a little bit. Choose the first direction. We're taking 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse direction, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift that left foot up behind you. See if right hand can grab the foot. If you make the connection, lift it up to a little back bend. Good. As we release, the hand goes to floor. The left toes are on the ground. Prepare to kick that heel up as high as you can reach. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight left leg to the left. Once you've got it in place, also slide it as far open as you're able to with your inner thighs. Dropping down, take a few breaths. Up to hands, use your core to slide it back in. Good, let's take another plank. Here we're holding strong. Remember, it's better to dome slightly up than to collapse slightly down. Let's try to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping to knees, reach the right arm up to sky, and thread that shoulder all the way to the floor. So you've kind of got some options. If you try to let this left shoulder drop downward, it's a deeper shoulder stretch. If you bring this left arm to the top of the mat, even walking it over to top right corner, that can create a different type of shoulder stretch. That left hand behind the back would be more of a twist, spiraling the spine open. Bring the left hand in front of the face, press into it. Take a nice little cat. And cow. Second side, left hand up to sky. Thread the left shoulder through. Maybe we're just dropping that right shoulder down. Maybe we're spiraling the spine open, right hand to top of mat, or twisting right hand to low back. So bringing the right hand to the floor, we're up to kneeling. Take a cat and a cow. Let's take a yogic squat. So we're tucking our toes. We're sending our feet to about as wide as the mat. Trying to get feet as flat as possible. And then allow the elbows to push the knees super wide. Let's go down to the floor, straighten the legs, turning the toes forward. Okay, heel toe the feet to be under the hips. And then keeping this left foot on the ground, right leg is going to swing back to standing split. So this is going to be the motion that we're taking, starting from standing split. We're going to take that right knee and try to place it next to the left foot, sitting down. Good. Rising back up to standing split, right leg kicks up. Let's do 4 more. So sit and stand. 3, 2, 1 more full cycle. And then this time when we sit, we'll stay. We should have left thigh crossing over. Our right hand grabs that left knee, or our right elbow grabs it. The other hand works its way behind us, a nice spinal twist. We unwind. We've got that right leg on the floor. Keep the right leg in place. This left leg swings all the way around, and then pick your hips up directly into pigeon pose. You can always stay up for a little bit of a back bend if that feels nice, or lower directly to elbows, up to you. Imagine creating space. It's like our hips are opening up a door. And it's like right on the other side of the door is our emotion that we've been repressing, that we've been hiding and trying to ignore. But what if that emotion just needed a minute of our time, just needed a little bit of attention? And then rather than being like maybe like a toddler, just annoying and in your face, maybe that emotion is ready to transform and mature. Ready to, instead of suck your energy, ready to feed you energy. Help you find passion, help you find purpose for life. Okay, so we're gonna take a nice little recovery. You choose what the recovery is. Maybe you come up to kneeling and just wag your tail. Maybe you go to down dog for a moment. Whatever helps you recover, helps that hip especially have extra space. And whenever you're ready, come into the malasana, stepping about as wide as mat, squat down, push the elbows into knees, creating hip space. Hands down, straighten the legs, turn the toes forward, your spine dangle. Okay, we've got one more side, so take the right foot underneath you. Standing split, left leg trying to float as high as you can possibly reach it. And we've got 5 cycles, so sit. That left leg to the outside of right foot, and then plant your hands, lift the leg back up. Here's 4. 3. 2 more. Last one. Coming up and sitting down. Hook left hand on that right knee or the elbow. Spiral the spine open. We unwind the top leg, that right one is the one that swings all the way back this time. Pick up your hips so your sacrum is level. If you want to pause up higher, that's okay. If you're ready to drop down sleeping pigeon, that's beautiful. One more time in our practice today. Imagine the space we're creating in the hips is like us opening a door. Maybe it's the same emotion we were imagining just a moment ago, or maybe it's new. Let's give some breath, some time to some attention to this current thing that wants to come up. Into a recovery pose. It can be kneeling, it could be the down dog, whatever that hip needs for a moment. This will begin our transition gradually towards Shavasana. So if you feel like there's other spots of your body that need some attention, maybe take a moment. Feel your shoulders stretch and pull behind you. Feel your hips have a last cobbler pose or a twist on the ground. Whatever it is that would help your body to settle down to a comfortable place, start to take that journey now. Some of us will get there soon. We're ready to just collapse and rest for a few minutes. Some of us need a bit more, so take your time, no rush. Still no rush. At some point, sooner or later, you'll feel ready for your beautiful Shavasana. Only when you're there, closing your eyes, be with this. This moment is all we have. Emotion is power. I call it energy in motion, and that's what the emotion stands for. So be with this emotion. Give it time, give it attention. Maybe it wants to transform through your focus, your breath, your integration today. Here we'll begin to deepen our inhales and our exhales. Introduce a little movement back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out like it's first thing in the morning. Maybe take a fetal position, enjoying 3 or 4 breaths. Coming up to a seated place when you feel ready. So here, we take a moment to wrap up our class, thinking of that energy that we're able to bring up, maybe even able to shift a little bit through our class. And we realize perhaps part of being a human is getting some time to get to be with all types of emotions. And in that way, we're able to have a more passionate life by feeling more. And we're able to change the world because we care a little more. We're able to just be with this beautiful experience that we're having right now. And so with this idea of being with the emotions that want to come up, rather than repressing them, putting them in our junk drawer, with this idea to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we got to share together today with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. Om. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.